I'm gonna go over some things that I like to do whenever I'm starting to let that voice in my head try to convince me that I shouldn't practice or I don't need to practice. There's a couple of things that I like to do that have helped me over the years to consistently show up and keep practicing, and not let that voice get the better of me. If you're like me, there's a voice in your head that will, for some reason, sabotage you and convince you that you don't need to practice, you don't need to do anything, it's not worth it. For whatever reason, it's there. And I find that when you're, going through sort of the process of setting up the guitar and tuning it, and God forbid you have a broken string or something, or that the case is like in storage or something, like if you're going through all these things, that voice is just going to get louder and louder and louder and louder. And if you're, super disciplined, you can, fight that voice. But, I'm someone that I need to not allow that voice, to gain anything on me. So just keeping my guitar out, set up to where I can literally just pick the thing up and just start playing. It's kind of an instant, no excuses. The thing is right there, just pick it up and go and start playing. And that's something that I've found very helpful. Something that's been helping me a lot lately is just doing a guitar warm-up first thing in the morning. I realize this is not, going to work for everybody depending on your living situation and volume concerns, or your work schedule as well. But if you do have an ability to do this, I highly recommend getting it over with first thing in the morning, doing some kind of productive thing with your guitar. But something as little as just picking the thing up for a couple minutes and just, noodling, playing around, having some fun or something. I find it kind of helps me. For one thing, it just helps me warm up for anything that I'm going to be doing guitar related throughout the day. But also I find I feel better knowing that regardless of how busy the day gets later on, or how busy work gets, or other commitments and things later on, I know that I at least did something guitar related early on in the morning. So it's kind of just a mental, kind of thing that'll help me to, feel a little bit better later on in the day. If I just have like no desire to pick the thing up later on, at least I know I, did something. Something I've been doing lately is just using my electric guitar, and I don't plug it into anything because I feel like that's the quietest way to do it. If I know I'm going to have a full day of guitar related and music related things that I'm doing, I like to do like a half an hour warm up, and I break it up into like 5-minute increments, and I do mostly like right hand picking technique and warm up exercises and things. I actually have a right hand alternate picking exercise that I'll post up here if you want to check that out. This is something I do every time I do one of these warm-ups. So I find doing anything like that first thing in the morning, I just feel much better mentally. I have a lot more clarity. No matter what happens the rest of the day, I know I did something productive with my guitar early on. The hardest part is showing up. So what I mean by that is getting into wherever your, music setup is, or wherever you are, where you have a guitar and you can either sit down or stand up, however you do it. Just have the guitar with you and be ready to play. Getting to that point is, in my mind, the hardest part. Once I have my guitar with me, chances are I'm going to want to play it. Just reminding myself that in the times when I'm not really feeling like I want to play at all. Just reminding myself, as long as I get to my setup and just pick up the guitar, chances are I'm going to do something with it. So that was something that's really helped me, like a mindset thing, to just keep that kind of fresh in the mind when, you're all those sabotaging thoughts are, trying to convince you not to do it. Just getting to just having the guitar and picking it up, it's gonna more than likely make you want to do something productive with it. So just keep that in mind. The hardest part is just showing up, and that's really going to benefit you and help you to stay disciplined and consistent with your practice. Something I like to remind myself, noodling is better than nothing. So what I mean by this is sometimes there's a lot of pressure that we put on ourselves to do, you know, the really tedious and not fun things that we're really struggling with. And obviously that's very important for you to get to improve as a guitarist and a musician. But, you know, I think it's also important just to keep up the habit of playing every single day. And sometimes if your energy is really drained, you're mentally drained, sometimes just picking the guitar up and just noodling and having fun is going to be just as productive. And I find benefit from just doing things like that and just keeping the momentum going of you and keeping your, you know, your hands strong and your technique kind of fresh in your mind and your body, get the muscle memory. It's good to just constantly do that as much as possible. And if, you know, the choice is between doing just, you know, 10 minutes of just playing whatever you want, no structure or anything, versus not playing at all, definitely do the, you know, the noodling and just playing. And that's going to benefit you. Just playing every day is your real gateway to success, and that's what really helped me over the years. And so if you're struggling to, you know, because you're just feeling very bogged down and frustrated with, you know, all the exercises and kind of the more bland, tedious type things with learning guitar, sometimes it's nice to just noodle and just have some fun. And noodling is going to be better than not doing anything. So I find it takes a lot of pressure off me, and I'm able to want to just play my guitar more if I know that I don't have to really, you know, go crazy with it, and I can just have fun with it. All right, I hope that video was helpful. If you did enjoy it, it'd be great if you could give a thumbs up on the video. I have a lot of other guitar lessons, slide guitar lessons on my channel. If that type of thing interests you, it'd be great if you could consider subscribing to the channel, and I'll catch you in the next video. Thank you.